Hi guys! Here for reading today, we're going to be doing something that we've done for most of the Mondays. We are going to be working on answering some questions on the short story of the week in your small book. And so we're going to be doing things a little different though for the IXL today. We're going to talk about that about why in just a second. So today we're going to be able to support and answer with evidence from the text. This is something to help us practice our race strategy answers and making sure that we remember we want to make sure we're supporting the answer and looking back at the text for answers. And today our essential question for the week is, how can learning about animals help you respect them? And so all week we're going to be reading about animals and learning how to respect them, learning about the animals so that we can try to help them survive and help them make sure that their habitats and things are good so that they can live there and that we don't disturb them and they can live a long, happy life. And so we're going to be practicing the race strategy. Before we review that, though, we're going to watch this video to help us learn a little bit more about the animals and how we can help them survive.
Animals and you. How can learning about animals help you respect them? Jack and his grandpa have been watching a bird's nest in their yard for weeks. Now the eggs in the nest are beginning to hatch. Jack would like to get closer, but he knows it's best to leave the nest alone. Jack respects the mother bird and her babies by not disturbing them. He knows he can learn a lot about them just by watching how they behave. It is important to respect all living things. After learning about butterflies at school, Sandy found a cocoon. She kept the cocoon safe until the butterfly was ready to fly away. Sandy knows that letting it go is the right thing to do. This frog lives in a science center. Children who visit the center learn how important it is for this tiny animal to have a clean environment to live in. Learning about what animals need to live helps us respect them.
And we're going to keep learning about more animals in the story for today. And so we are looking at some stories today, and we're going to be practicing this race strategy. Make sure that you restate and answer. So it means using words from the question and answering it, using some text to support it. And so remember, again, same thing that we've done with our 3 sentences. If I wanted to pick which one of these shows to watch, right, I would restate it. The show I would want to watch is, and then I tell my answer in the text it says, and I tell some of the text that made me choose that answer. Then I explain this means. So what about this text evidence and what about my answer? How do they go together? What makes me really choose that? And I talk about why it's interesting and what I want to learn from them, what I learned from the text. So I explain that here. And again, I would like these 3 sentences, and if you don't do all 3, at least combine these last 2 and explaining them together. And so you're going to read some different text here in IXL. You're going to be doing analyzing informational text, and then number 1 is read passages about animals. So you're going to read little passages and then answer basic questions about them, which is very similar to your Google form you will be completing today. You're going to read about butterflies and learn a little bit about them, and you're going to answer these questions, again, using the race strategy supporting your answer. One of the questions is going to be that essential question of how can learning about animals help you respect them? And so hopefully by reading that story and watching the video just now, you learned a little bit more about how you can respect them and keeping them safe. Right? Let me know if you have any questions. Happy learning!